Okay, so let us discuss June lunchtime. The easiest problem was chef and demonetization. So basically, we are given a number n and we have all even valued coins up to n, and n is always even. We have to form a number s, that is, we have to find some set of numbers which equal to s, and to do that we have an additional value v equal to 1. So basically we have one coin which is having a value 1 and all even valued coins up to n. So that many coins we have. We are given an integer s, we have to find minimum number of coins needed to pay s. So basically minimum number of integers which add up to s. That will be our answer. So by looking at the test cases, you will get to know basically there are two, broadly there are like two categories. One is if n is greater than s or n is less than s. That is, n is greater than or equal to s or n is less than s. So if n is greater than s, that means, for example, if s is equal to say 14 and n is equal to say 30, then we have all even valued coins up to n. That is, we have 2, 4, 6, 30. So all even valued. Can I say 14, there will be an even valued coin? So the answer is 1. I hope you understood. If n is greater than s, we have two conditions. If n is greater than or equal to s, if it is an even number, or if s is 1. This is very important. If s is 1 or if it's an even number, then you print 1. Otherwise, you print 2. What is this otherwise? For example, if s is equal to 15, you do not have 15 as a coin because all coins are even numbers. But you can sum two coins of value 14 and 1, right? So if it is a odd number, the answer will be 2. Remember, we are talking about when n is greater than or equal to s. Now, if n is less than s, let us look at this example. S and n is less than s. The answer is 9 for this case, 31 and 4. How did they get 9? Use 7 coins with value 4. So total will be 28. One coin with value 2 and one coin with value 1. So essentially what they did, how they got 7? S by n, correct? If you do 31 by 4, you will get 7. So by that example, we can understand, first we'll calculate S by n. Now we have to calculate how many are remaining. Remaining will be S mod n. So accordingly, you have to make conditions for S mod n. It is very simple. If you just take a pen and paper, you will easily understand what I'm doing. And I think most of you would have solved it also, but whoever has not, just pause the video and try to think by yourself. I have told you almost everything. I just want you to think by yourself for this. What have I done here? It is very simple. After finding out S by n, find out remaining. That is S mod n. How much is remaining? So this was the first problem. Second problem, we are given a sequence A1, A2, so on, An. And we have to permute this sequence in such a way that there is an integer p for which all elements uh, before p are strictly increasing and all elements after p are strictly decreasing. So it can either be an increasing sequence or a decreasing sequence or increasing decreasing, but this increase decrease should happen at most once. P, there's only one value of p. So how to do this one? So first of all, what do we understand? We get uh, an understanding that if the sequence is already sorted, or if we sort the sequence and we get an increasing sequence like this, then directly print this. I hope I'm clear. If we sort the sequence and it is already strictly increasing, we directly print that sequence only. Now, what if it is not? Here I use the concept of hashing. Basically, how will you make an increasing decreasing sequence? You will make an increasing decreasing sequence like this only: 1, 2, 3. It has increased. Now it will decrease. Let us assume it will decrease. How can it decrease? Can I put 1 and 2 here? No, this is wrong. So it can do this, or it can do this, or it can be like this. So what is the common understanding here? Until here it will increase and then decrease. Okay. But observe 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. So these two are matching. This is matching. But that does not help here. Let me erase this once again. Basically what I'm trying to say is, if the largest element, if occurrence of largest element is greater than 2, never, you cannot permute the sequence. I shall repeat, if the occurrence of the largest element is greater than 2, directly print no. Otherwise, you should check that no element occurs more than 2 times. Largest element should occur once, no element should occur more than 2 times. This should not happen. Largest element should occur only once, and any other element can occur at most 2 times. That's all. Straight away keep printing. Just you have to print, you have to check that and you have to print. You don't have to do anything else. Just use a hash table and check if occurrence of every element apart from the largest element is at most 2, and the occurrence of largest element should obviously be 1 only. So that was the solution for this problem, and thank you for watching. Bye.